In the introduction of Franz Kafka's story, The Metamorphosis, Gregor Samsa, a traveling salesman, awakens one morning to discover he has turned into an insect-like creature. He lies in bed, wondering if this is real, and thinking about the many unpleasant aspects of his career and his family's reliance on his income. Seeing that he is late for work, he panics and worries about his boss's reaction. Gregor's mother, father, and sister Grete all call to him in his room. He responds in a strange voice as he struggles to maneuver his bizarre new body out of bed. Soon, Gregor's supervisor comes looking for Gregor. He accepts none of the family's excuses. When Gregor tries to defend himself, no one can understand him. Eventually, Gregor manages to unlock his door and come out. At the sight of him, his mother swoons in revulsion. His father clenches his jaw and fists and openly weeps. In the rising action, Gregor's father then angrily herds his son back into his room, injuring Gregor in the process. Over the following days, Gregor keeps himself hidden in his room. His sister Grete becomes his caretaker, feeding him and cleaning his room when her parents and the maid aren't around. Gregor reflects on his plan to save up and pay for his sister's education, worrying that his aging parents are not well enough to work. Grete decides to move the furnishings out of Gregor's room to give him more freedom to crawl. His mother, who has not seen him since the first morning, thinks these changes will upset Gregor, but she agrees to help. When she sees Gregor clinging to a picture on the wall, she faints. Grete scolds Gregor and escorts her hysterical mother from the room. Mr. Samsa, now employed and consistently wearing his uniform, returns home from work and angrily pelts his son with apples. One becomes lodged painfully in Gregor's back and becomes infected. Badly injured, as the days pass, Gregor uses a gap in the bedroom door to observe and listen to his family as they go about their routines. He learns that his mother and Grete now have jobs, and that his family has taken in 3 demanding boarders. Grete's attention to her brother declines, and Gregor feels like a burden. One evening, Grete plays her violin, and Gregor crawls into the living room to be closer to the lovely performance. But the boarders spot him and immediately announce that they are leaving. In the climax of the story, Grete tells her parents they must do something about Gregor, urging her parents that they must get rid of him. In the following action, after Gregor overhears this, he makes his way back to his room, where he dies early the next morning. In the resolution, the Samsas feel both saddened and relieved by Gregor's death. They decide to treat themselves to a day in the countryside with fresh air and sunshine, where they start envisioning a hopeful path forward.